It is exactly 4 o'clock East African time in Kenya's capital, Nairobi. Good afternoon. I trust your Tuesday is going well. We have a lot lined up for you right here on News Now, the home of Untold Stories TV47, including among the top stories making headlines at this hour: Juja MP George Koimburi grilled by DCI before being detained at Kamukunji police station over cyberbullying allegations.
He said that his utterances, the verbal utterances, amount to the violation of Section 22, which deals with the data violation. Sarah Wairimu denied bail in Dutch tycoon Tob Cohen murder case. And court slaps Kehika with 6-month jail term for contempt. We thank you for choosing TV47 to inform you. My name is George Maringa. On the socials, we are at TV47 News KE or at George Maringa _ use the hashtag NewsNow. Juja constituency Member of Parliament George Koimburi was this morning grilled by officers from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations DCI, but declined to record any statement. According to his lawyer Ndegwa Njiru, Koimburi has been accused of crimes under the Cybercrimes Act. Koimburi was grilled for hours after his arrest at the DCI headquarters before being taken to Kamukunji police station. Shortly after the grilling, allies of Koimburi stepped out of the DCI headquarters chanting solidarity songs. He is said to have been apprehended shortly after leaving his residence on Kenyatta Road in Juja. The arrest came after he went viral for claiming that the government allegedly spent some 13 billion shillings campaigning for Raila Odinga in the African Union Commission AUC elections. That is a statement he has been brought here, and we have declined to record any statement, and therefore we have elected to remain silent. Most importantly is that he's being charged with offenses under the Cybercrimes Act. He said that his utterances, the verbal utterances, amount to the violation of Section 22, which deals with the data violation. So Mr. Koimburi perhaps is a computer or a phone gadget that is capable of making those violations. They have taken him to Kamukunji right now. They have refused to give him bail, but we are also engaging other facilities to ensure that we secure his freedom.
And the best thing is for them to hurry up. We meet in court, we oppose. It's a very frivolous charge. In fact, it doesn't exist in any books of law. It is intimidation. It should only be asked to clarify. And if he can be able to clarify, then that is his job, given by the people of Juja.
What we have witnessed today is the same tactics used by President Ruto to intimidate, to silence, and try to keep those who criticize him, keep them quiet so that they don't say anything. But I think, looking at the things, I think Raila's defeat at the AUC imeuma watu sana. Kwa serikali imewauma. And that's why they are now taking every single opportunity that they have to try to harass a member of parliament. A member of parliament is given an opportunity by the Constitution to oversight, to represent, and of course to come up with laws. So when Koimburi questions, a question that I'm going to ask on the floor of the House today, how much money was used to campaign for one defeated Raila Odinga? How much was used? That is a question any member of parliament would use.
Now, the Kibera High Court in Nairobi on Tuesday denied Sarah Wairimu Cohen bail in the murder case of businessman Tob Cohen after the prosecution opposed her release. Lady Justice Diana Kavadza ruled that the prosecution proved with sufficient evidence that the likelihood of witness intimidation and interference was possible. The court stated that Sarah's case is of public interest, where a life was lost in the most heinous manner on the 19th of July 2019 in Nairobi's Lower Kabete area. The court stated that Wairimu would be remanded at Lang'ata Women's Prison until 2 key witnesses shall have testified. The matter will be mentioned on February 26, 2025 for pre-trial conference. Now, a section of lobby groups, including the Law Society of Kenya, LSK, Amnesty International, and the Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentists Union, KMPDU, have called on the government of the Republic of Uganda to immediately release Ugandan opposition leader Kizza Besigye, who was allegedly abducted in Kenya last November. The groups have blamed the Kenyan government for not condemning the unjust and illegal detention of Besigye, despite his abduction being carried out on the Kenyan soil, further urging Kenyan government to intervene and ensure Besigye is released now that his health is deteriorating and allow him seek treatment.
Of Dr. Kizza Besigye and also
we call on the Ugandan authorities to immediately release Kizza Besigye, Haj Obeid Lutale, Aaron Kizza, and others who are unlawfully detained.
And we are calling upon the Kenyan government and the Kenyan authority to recognize that they have a duty, a fundamental duty, to protect the Constitution and all the rights which have been envisioned there and provided there. And secondly, we have to keep on reminding the current regime that they need to remember at the end of it all, under the international law, which is part and parcel of the Kenyan law, pursuant to Article 2 of the Kenyan Constitution, they shall be held responsible for their conduct.
To condemn the detention and the continued holding of Dr. Kizza Besigye in the military jails in Uganda. And we are calling all the health workers, that is in Tanzania, in Uganda, and even in Kenya, and all the citizens, that it's not right to hold or to detain any person who is fighting for the rights. And for this case, somebody who was abducted in Kenya.
And President Museveni, through his official X account, has responded and issued a statement. Our very own Samira Mohammed will be bringing you more details in our subsequent bulletins. Taita Taveta journalists staged a demonstration in Mwatate town, marching to Governor Andrew Modime's office to demand action against County Executive Committee member CECM for Health, Gifton Mkaya. The journalists are protesting Mkaya's alleged defamatory remarks in which he claimed he could not call the media for briefings because they demand payment for coverage. The journalists now want Governor Modime to intervene and take action against the CEC member, insisting that county officials must respect the press.
We are here to make it clear that we will not tolerate disrespect, intimidation, or falsehoods meant to discredit this noble profession, journalism. It is important to note that Mr. Mkaya was asked to issue an apology over his remarks, but in his usual recadicatory, he chose not to do. This does not even manifest arrogancy, but a state officer whose life is sustained by the taxpayers, but also a spin in the face of the county government that is headed by Governor Andrew Modiime. That is a shame to the public in Taita Taveta. Having no other choice, today we are convinced Mr. Mkaya is unfit to hold any public office, and as the Taita Taveta Media Association and Press Club, therefore today demand the following: that Mr. Mkaya voluntarily resigns now. That Governor Andrew Modiime fires Mr. Mkaya and replaces him with a more competent person who believes in the county vision for functional health sector.
Si kitu cha siri, wakazi wa kaunti ya Taita Taveta wanafahamu kwamba huduma za afya zina changamoto nyingi. Hilo ni jambo la kawaida. Na sisi pia kama waandishi wa habari, pia sisi ni wakazi wa kaunti hii ya Taita Taveta. Wote tunatumia zile vituo vya afya vya umma. na ukifika pale pia tunapata changamoto, mara unapata hakuna madawa, mara unapata kitu cha kiko. Kwa hivyo si kitu ambacho kwamba sisi licha kama ni waandishi wa habari hatujui, pia sisi tuna feeling ya hizi hali. Lakini katika swala zima la kufisha moyo ni kwamba wakati waziri anatoa madai ya kwamba sisi anakataa kutuongelesha sisi kwa sababu tunamuitisha pesa na ameshindwa kutoa dhibitisho. Kitu ambacho kinatusikitisha zaidi ni kwamba wananchi kule nje kumekuwa na madai kwamba sisi waandishi wa habari tumezimwa na viongozi tumezimwa, nikana kama tunashirikiana na serikali ya kaunti kwamba hatuwezi zungumza yale maovu ambayo serikali inafanya. Lakini tukienda kujaribu kutafuta hizo taarifa, unapata mawaziri hawako informed. Mara nyingi unapata gavana ndiye mtu ambaye anaonekana ana ufahamu zaidi kushinda mawaziri wake ambao mawajiri. Ni kitu cha kushangaza.
Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki held a consultative meeting with Meru County leaders in a bid to unlock the development agenda for their county. Speaking in Karen, Kindiki emphasized that the government has stabilized the economy and is now focusing on expanding the agricultural value chain.
Ongea siasa mingi hapo ya excitement, ya kufurahisha, kupigiwa makelele huko nje na makofi. Sisi Rais ametufundisha tusiende hiyo barabara. Yes. Hata afadhali we be heckled now and get it right at the election. Mwana Uhuru Kenyatta tukafanya na Daudi ile ya kuteremkia hapo kushikanisha Tharaka na sehemu hii ya Imenti North. Lakini ile kelele rais anapigiwa is as if those roads were started yesterday and they stopped. Wewe umesikia Uhuru Kenyatta anapigiwa makelele Meru? Kwa nini? He was president for 10 years. Yeah. The second time hata hakukanyanga Meru the entire 5 years. But we still our leader, there is no problem. We are not blaming him. But why are you blaming President Ruto? And we are accounting for, we are saying this is what we are doing and this is what we are doing, and you can see some of the effects of our efforts are bearing fruits. Why don't you give us time? It's not fair. Now, the area in that support infrastructure where we are trying to streamline ni mambo ya maji. And I have told the water ministry, we need to sit down and get a good program to take to the president for water. Na tusiweke mchezo waziri.
Sports news. Let's get sporty. The national government has commenced the construction of 1.2 billion shillings worth of sports academies across the country as one way of identifying, developing and empowering of youth. The government, through the Ministry of Sports, is aiming to construct a total of 37 academies in different counties all over the country. This comes after Sports Cabinet Secretary Salim Mvurya toured Kilifi County and announced that an academy will be constructed in the area at an estimated cost of 50 million Kenya shillings.
Katika Jamhuri ya Kenya, Wizara ya Michezo, tunajenga viwanja ili tunaita academy 37 katika Jamhuri ya Kenya. Na hiyo viwanja 37 itatugharimu zaidi ya bilioni 1 na milioni 200. Na kwa sababu niko hapa na maombi yamefika katika hii sehemu, Mheshimiwa Kenga, tutaongeza hizo academy na ingine tutajenga hapa katika zaidi ya milioni 50.
Mimi ninakuomba Mheshimiwa Waziri, uniruhusu wewe, kwa sababu ya mapenzi ya wakazi wa Rabai, mimi nitaweka tournament ya Salim Mvurya Cup, na hiyo nitaifadhili mimi mwenyewe. Langu tu ni kukuomba mwezi wa 8 Rose ikiwa hai, wewe uje Rabai, uje upeane kikombe.
That's all the time we had for on News Now right here on TV47. My name is George Maringa, thanking you for your splendid company. As always, stay safe and be kind to one another. I'll see you next time.